Welcome to the Offshore Club's fun-filled, fact-filled, fast-paced, blockbuster podcast, Coffee with Carib Carter, coming to you exclusively from where the sun never sets on the good life at a great price. And now, fill up your favorite coffee mug and join your expert and your guide, Carib Carter Clues.
Hello, and welcome to Coffee with Carib Carter, episode 69. Grab your coffee, sit back, relax, and let's enjoy ourselves. We have as Ed Sullivan used to say when I was a kid, a long time ago, we have a really great show today with some unique twists. But first, before I get to the show, let me do a little housekeeping here. I want to remind you, subscribe, go to offshore.club and subscribe to the Offshore Club Gazette. Okay, that's free newsletter daily. I get all kinds of emails from people and text messages saying how much they love it, how informative it is. And it really is. I mean, it is, lets you know what's going on throughout Central and South America, where you might want to go. Also has articles about what's going on in the U.S. that you need to know about. So that's the Offshore Club Gazette every single day, usually about around 10 o'clock in the morning. Free of charge. It's free of charge. It is the best daily international newsletter on the web, okay? In the world, the World Wide Web. There we go. That covers it all. So make sure to go and subscribe, all right? Free. Our gift to you, help you keep you informed. The better informed you are, the sooner you can live the good life at a great price offshore in the sun, sand, and surf, like I always tell you. So that's the housekeeping. All right. I encourage you to do it. I urge you to do it. Now getting back to today's show, the content. I have, first of all, an interview that I know you're going to love. Okay. It's with a young guy that I met not too long ago. I heard him speak at a church I attend occasionally. Reynauldo Villareal, probably in Spanish is Villareal, but Villareal is how I pronounce it. Ray, R-E-Y. He lived in Mexico from the time he was 7 to the time he was 19. So he knows all about it. He knows the people, especially so because his father is a missionary there. His father and mother, I should say, are missionaries in Mexico. So they have real insights into the heart and the soul of the people. And he's going to share with us just a few minutes, okay? So we have that to look forward to. Then I'm going to take you to Panama. We haven't been there in a while. I know you love Panama. I get notes saying, how come you don't talk more about Panama? You talk more, you show us homes in Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, everywhere, rarely about Panama or Costa Rica. Now, last week we did Costa Rica. So today we're going to Panama to a fantastic home in a great locale at a price you just can't believe. It would cost you 5-6 times as much to have in the United States, and you would not be living as well. Okay, we're going to near the city of David, okay, which is an incredible city. I'll tell you about it later in just a few minutes. And we are doing a motivational moment about the why, resiliency, and the why. We all need the why in life. W.H.Y, capital W.H.Y, because it's an abbreviation. I'm going to tell you at the end of the program today what the why is and why you need a why. Okay. Because the truth of the matter is, without a why, the what doesn't matter because you rarely achieve it. Okay. So I'm not going to get too deep into it now, but at the end of the show, in our Carib Carter motivation moment, short video for you. Then I'm going to share with you the importance of the why in your life. And I'll tell you what the W.H.Y stands for. Okay. So first, let's start off talking to Ray Villareal. Okay. You're going to like this guy. He's a good guy, lovely wife, little child, infant, spent his formative years in Mexico. So he knows it inside and out. And now he's going to share with us what life is really like in Mexico, was like for him, and can be for you. And I think you're going to like this. Welcome, Ray, to Coffee with Carib Carter.
Thank you. I even brought my coffee.
It's great. It's great to have you here. It's good to see you again. So there we go. So we both are relaxed with our coffee, folks. I hope you are too. Ray, you lived in Mexico from the time you were 7 years old till you were 19. I mean, those are the formative years. And I think one of the, here at the Offshore Club, we help people decide where they want to live offshore, okay, in Latin America, from all the way from Mexico down to Argentina, the Falkland Islands. We say, okay, here's what it's really like living there. Because I think there is so much misunderstanding about what I have found as someone who owns 2 homes in Honduras and loves it when I'm there, is tremendous misunderstanding of the culture and the people. And nobody is better equipped to share that with us than you are. And your father is still a missionary in Mexico, right?
Dad is still down there. That is correct.
That's great. So where in Mexico did you grow up?
Yeah, so for the first 4 years, it was on the border and in the very impoverished parts there in Nuevo Laredo.
All right.
Then after that, we moved down into deep Mexico. If you put your finger on the middle of Mexico, you see where Guadalajara is?
Okay.
Yep, that's in the state of Jalisco. So I was about 2 hours south of that in a little town called Encarnacion de Diaz, otherwise known as La Chona.
Excellent. So we're talking right in the heartland of Mexico.
Yes, absolutely.
Right in the heartland. So when you're 7 years old and you moved there, obviously with your parents, and did you speak any Spanish at all at that point?
Nope. Didn't know any Spanish. Nope.
And all of a sudden, all your friends were speaking a language that you had almost no idea what they were saying.
Yeah, we had no clue what they were saying. Yeah. It was a game of trying to figure it out, hand motions and inflexes of voices to try to figure out what are they saying.
Now, at that point, your father and mother were missionaries at that point?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And so they must have spoke Spanish pretty fluently.
No, neither one of them. Yeah, they went to language school, definitely not fluently. It was it was a learning process for them as well.
Incredible. And so you're there in the middle. It's just such a great story. You were there in the heartland of Mexico, folks, right down smack dab in the middle, in a pretty small town, knowing no one and not knowing the language. What kind of reception did you get? It was like you landed there from Mars or something. What were the people like, and how did they treat you?
Yeah, you absolutely said it correctly. It was like landing on Mars. Like they looked at us and were white, tall people coming in and with a purpose that they didn't understand necessarily. Like, why are you here and what does that mean? And so at first it was a good reception, the curiosity kind of reception. Like, what are they all about? And so it took a while for them to kind of catch on to the purpose of why we were there.
And generally speaking, were the people friendly to you?
Oh yeah, it's very friendly.
Very friendly.
Yeah. Oh, some of the people just tremendous because the culture there is a giving culture. And here in the States, if you have a neighbor move in, it used to be that you would have cookies or maybe homemade bread brought over to your home. That's no longer as much as part of the American culture, unfortunately. But in Mexico, especially in those towns, is very much a part of welcoming somebody into the neighborhood. And they come over and they just want to spend time with you and conversations, getting to know you. And they'd have you in their homes when you knock on their doors. It wasn't like, oh, okay, you're the neighbor, so thanks for joining the neighborhood. It was, hey, come on in, and I just got some hot stuff on the stove. And very easy to get along with these people.
And what year was this?
Let's see. Oh boy. You see, I was 7 years old and then I was 12 years old. So I'm 35 now. Yeah, I'm not going to add that up in my mind. Yeah, I'll let you try. But yeah, so we're speaking like 15,
So it was
20 years ago.
almost 30 years ago, in the late 1990s, right? Right.
Yeah, early
Yeah.
2000s. Yeah.
And the folks actually welcomed you into their homes, even though they had no idea who you were, and you certainly did not look like them.
No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no. I'm tall, and I was fatter than I am now back then. So I'm twice, 3 times as big as any of them. But that wasn't a factor. They're very open people. Yeah.
Very nice, very friendly. And
Yeah.
what was the in a town like that in the middle of Mexico, what did you find that their daily routine was? Just, I think some of our people, Offshore Club members, are already moving to places like Grand Pacifica in Nicaragua or La Ceiba Beach Club in Honduras, which are gated communities. And as you can imagine, there are some locals, but a lot of North Americans and Canadians, et cetera. But some of our members also, they want to live among the real people, the real folks who live there, which is what I did, by the way, when I bought my first home in Honduras. I lived a half hour outside of La Ceiba in a town that was so small that when I asked one of the congressmen, who was a friend of mine, about it, Honduran congressman, he said, I never heard of that town in my life. So I was like you, living among the genuine local populace. What was their daily routine? What was their life like?
Yeah, so you wake up in the morning about 6:30. You hear 3 things. One, you hear the gas truck coming by, banging on a bell and saying, "El gas, el gas, el gas," letting everybody know I'm coming through. If you need gas, fill up. Second one, the second one was the water, el agua, and you literally hear them over a loudspeaker saying, "The water's here." And so it was an early morning rising, like, when the cock crows, everybody's ready to jump out of bed and get to work and get stuff done, eat an early light breakfast. Then the third one was the milk guy. He comes up on a burro and walks by your gate and knocks on your gate and kind of knows your schedule when you need milk. And so it was horrible as a teenager, waking up to all 3 of those things, trying to go back to bed after each one of those noises. But it was good to get out of bed. And in the mornings, it's nice and fresh outside, and it's nice to get out before the heat starts to hit in the afternoons. But one of the things my town was known for was that they made bread. And people would come from all over and buy our bread. So you wake up at 6:30, and the bread makers are already up since 4:30. The whole town smells like bread, sweet bread. You walk out the door, and it's just an incredible aroma. So yeah, it wasn't too bad waking up.
That's really lovely. Very funny. Quick aside: I grew up in inner city Baltimore, and back then Baltimore was a nice city, and it was made up of communities. And my community, Hamden, was the home headquarters of Noxema skin lotion. And so we woke up every morning and you smelled like Noxema. you had a much better fragrance down in the middle of Mexico than we did. I used to tell people, if you cut yourself, just walk outside because it'll heal. So there you go. So you had the fragrance of bread. And then throughout the day, just decent, hardworking people. Is that right? Yeah.
So you wake up and you walk outside your front door. You look to the right and the left, and you got women out there with their broomsticks cleaning off the patios and everything from the night before and making sure everything looks clean and tidy. And they're cleaning dirt, but they know how to make dirt look clean. And they're talking to each other, gossiping about the latest thing that happened down the road, and just chit-chatting as friends. And that's what you wake up to. And the men are getting ready, and they usually head out to work around 7:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and try to get done with the day early. Because in the afternoon, and I don't know if they do this in Nicaragua, we were there. In fact, I don't think they do that in Nicaragua. When we were there, they didn't do it. But at 2 o'clock, they shut all the shops down from 2 to 4, and everybody goes home for a real lunch and a siesta, and the whole town gets quiet, and it's nice. Yeah.
That's very, very nice. No, I don't think they do it in Nicaragua. They certainly did not do it when I lived in Honduras. So, but they really do have the 2 to 4. Now, I lived in Spain for a year, and there they did have the 2
okay.
o'clock to 4 o'clock siesta, which was wonderful.
Oh, it was. Yes.
And then back to work.
And then back to work. Yep.
Fantastic. So your dad was there to start a church, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
And how did he do that? I mean, what did he go door to door and say, "Benvenido a mi," what was it, Iglesia or whatever? I mean, what did he say?
Yeah. That's what we did. Walk around town, just giving people some information where we're at, what we're all about, and we go to the streets, and there it's a little bit different. I mean, we have people here on the streets as well shouting at people, but over there, since everybody's shouting on the streets, either the gas or the water or the milkman, it's not uncommon to hear someone else shouting. And so we just, let people know that we're trying to reach them with love of God, and that there's hope. They don't have to lose hope, because when you're in those small towns, the unfortunate side of it is there's not a lot of hope to doing better financially. You get maybe paid a couple bucks a day for hard labor, and there isn't really much else than that unless you move to a big city or you cross the border. So they need hope. Yeah.
So they need hope. And so now your father, I take your father's Baptist missionary, right?
Yes, correct.
And so he was going into an area that was a predominantly Catholic at that time.
Absolutely. Yep. 99.9. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And was it difficult to get some to come out to the Baptist church at that point? I know in Honduras it's very much Pentecostal now, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what was the response to the people? I mean, I guess they were polite.
Mm-hmm. So similar to Honduras, Nicaragua was the same way. A lot of Pentecostal. So when you have a culture that is familiar with Pentecostal or other Christian movements outside of the Catholic Church, it's a little easier to converse about differences and to dialogue with people. But when you go into a town that has been 100% Catholic, 99.9 for so long, with no Christian church, known Christian church in that town, absolutely, it is a big culture change for them to now accept or even hear other ideas about God and about the Bible. So at first, they were kind of considered, because the Hispanic people, wonderful, loving people, they will hear you out, and that's a wonderful thing about them. They're very considerate and kind. But that doesn't mean that it's going to sink into their hearts and they're going to want to follow whatever you're sharing with them. So we learned that it takes a lot of time of building that trust with them before they're willing to accept what your truth is. Yeah.
So I guess first you had to show them that you were living the life.
That's very important. Yes.
Yeah. Of God's love, and then let the Spirit work in them. How long did it take before your father's congregation started to assemble a little bit?
Let's see. So Dad was preaching to Mom and the kids for about 2 months. He had to sit down. We had every church service. There was never a more unified church than that. Just us. But it took about 2 or 3 months for people to have enough interest to kind of step in and listen and figure out, okay, they're not too crazy, and maybe what they're saying may make sense. And it took a little while.
Very nice, very nice. And how about as a child? How long did it take you before? I guess, did you play soccer?
Oh yeah, love soccer. I was always put as a goalie though.
You were always the goalie?
Because I'm 6'3" and I was very wide. Yeah.
Well, they were very smart. They knew where to put you.
They were smart. That's exactly right.
Block the ball just by standing there.
Yep, that was the best fit.
And so I guess that was a real entree into making friends with the kids.
Yeah, a necessity. You just got to jump in, kick a ball, and have some good times with them. And we didn't understand what they're saying, but we were still having a good time and laughing and cutting at each other. So that built relationship even without the language.
It's fantastic. Well, you've given us good insights here. I know, we have a lot of viewers who are very good, compassionate people. What's the best way for them to be able to reach out to your dad and help with his missionary work in Mexico at this point? Is he still in the same village?
Still in the same village. Yep. Still in the same village. Yep. And they've been there for a very long time, 15 years, at least 15 years. Yeah. So
fantastic. And what's a good, is there a way that they can get in touch, or,
yeah,
so
absolutely. Absolutely. Let me share with you his email address, because
good.
He would, if ever anybody wants to support what they're doing, which they have given themselves to helping these people come out of drug addictions and just relationship conflict and violence, that can be in these small towns, that can consume the young people. And they have been in there for so many years, building these relationships and helping these people walk away from that, and those that need it. So yeah, so his email address is rvjmissmex@gmail.com.
Okay, can you repeat that once more for us?
Absolutely. So that would be rvjmissmex@gmail.com.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Is that right? Look on the screen.
You got it. That's it. Yeah.
Good work, Gary. That was quick. All right, folks. So there you have it. There's a way. You've heard now. These are wonderful people. You can go visit the town. You may want to move there. Some of our people, like I was, want to live with the people who live there and get to know them. Sounds like a wonderful town to live in, and you'd already have friends there. So, Reynauldo, thank you very, very much for joining us. This has been terrific. You've given us some real insights into real life in Mexico. Thank you very much. It's good seeing you again.
Thanks, Carter. Likewise.
Yeah. Take care.
You too.
There you go, folks. You have the email address. Gives you a chance to learn more and to do good at the same time. I mean, the perfect combination. You can't beat that. And as what strikes you, I know it struck you just as it struck me. Wonderful, friendly people. Greeting them, inviting them into their homes, even when they look totally different and didn't even speak the language. And that's what you're going to find throughout Central and South America when you make your move. And to help you make your move, we're going to do what we do every week, and that's do a $1,000 listing Caribbean. You realize now we have done this where I show you an actual home somewhere in Central or South America for a price that you simply can't believe. I call it, the 10X rule, that the home you're going to buy, if you bought a similar home like the ones we've looked at over the past 60 episodes, or 69 episodes now, in our $1,000 listing Caribbean, if you bought it in the U.S., would cost you 10 times as much, easily. And many times it wouldn't be as well built. I can tell you that you're not going to get them made of plywood and vinyl siding for several $100,000. They're going to be beautiful homes like the one I'm about to show you. So let's go to, let me pull my papers up here. I love this segment. And remember my disclaimer, usual disclaimer, I don't make a penny off these if you buy a home. And more of you are buying the homes and making your move. God bless you. Do it. The timing is perfect. Okay. Always get in early if because you're going to get the lowest price and you're going to get the best deal and the best value and the best property. And so those who are already making your move, excellent. Those who haven't yet, go for it. So let's go to Panama. Now we'll always start out with that. Remember, it's between you and the seller. Okay. And I think you're going to find it very receptive. Okay, let's go to Panama. I think we all know where Panama is. It is where the canal is. Okay. There we go. There we go. I always laugh when I think of the Panama Canal. Teddy Roosevelt was such an arrogant human being that everything was I. And there was a cartoon character, Doolittle, back in the day. And when Roosevelt was president, they were building the canal. And he said Teddy Roosevelt was writing a book about how I built the Panama Canal, my canal in Panama. And so we're going to Panama now, but we're not going to be near the canal. We're actually going to go to Vivian, as we usually do, very, very frequently. Sometimes we go to like grandpacifica.com. That's a Mike Cobb community. Okay. Fantastic. All the amenities, everything you could ever want. Sometimes we go to La Ceiba Beach Club, for example. Okay. Where I bought my home, $30,000. Do I have my pictures here? Yeah. You know, I always love to show you my picture. $30,000, La Ceiba Beach Club, gorgeous gated community. The front lawn is the beach, my front lawn. That's right. I did say $30,000. Okay. Gated, guarded, gardened community. Not all the amenities of a Mike Cobb community. GrandPacifica.com, Grand Bayman, others that go to ECI Development, and you'll see them all. Okay. We've gone to way out in the hinterlands. Remember, went to the I think it was in Guatemala. Like it was like a home in the woods on the river. The only way to get back and forth. And I know some of you were interested in that because I know some of you looked at it, went to Vivian and looked at it. So we're going back to Vivian though this time. Okay. There the number is. See the number? All you need to do, if you can see it, type in that number, vivian.com, type in that number in that little white box and hit go. And you're going to go to this property we're going to look at now. Okay. I'm going to read you what it says about it. Then we're going to take a closer look at it. First, let me show you. Let's get in a little closer on where it is. There's a closer look at Panama, and see where I've circled in red? David. It's right outside of David, about like a 5-minute bus ride into David, which I'm going to tell you more about in a minute. It's an incredible city, incredible city. So this one, and let's look at the picture of it. Okay, here we go. Gorgeous home. Gorgeous home. Okay. This one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for sale in David. Spacious, high ceilings, fully furnished, large open kitchen with breakfast bar connected to the dining room, living room, large windows in the area. Spacious master bedroom, other 3 bedrooms. Remember, spacious master bedroom has walk-in closet, its own bathroom because it's 2 baths. So let's, and I'm going to give you the price in just a minute because you're not going to believe it. Remember, this is a gorgeous home. This is a gorgeous home. All right, well built. You can see the split duct air conditioning throughout. Look, it's not cramped in next to a home. There are no homes behind it. I want to point that out. No homes behind it. And it is in, here's the little development. Okay, little development there. So this is a planned community, folks. This is a gorgeous planned community. So most of your neighbors, and David is an expat haven, but I might even say heaven. So a lot of your neighbors are going to be Canadian, U.S., even European. Okay, let's take the long. We always like to take the long view and then move in. Okay, so here's the town it's near. 5-minute bus ride. David has about 100,000 people. Wonderful summertime climate all year round. All year round. Okay, here's the town square. Okay. I mean, this is a copacetic life, folks. This is a copacetic life here for you in David. David is about, your home is about half an hour from Boquete, which is up in the mountains, so where it's like fall all year round. Okay. So you want to get away and relax where it's cool in the rain. You just grab the bus and go up to Boquete. Or if you want to go to the beach, it's about a half an hour in the other direction. So everything you want is right there in this beautiful modern city, all the conveniences there. Let me put it this way. You will miss nothing. Okay. In terms of everything you want is right there for about David, by the way, is one of the less expensive places to live in Panama. So everything you want there is going to be about maybe, I'd say a third less than you would pay in the US. Okay. Matter of fact, you can live, let's say you buy this home. I'm going to tell you the price right now because it's so incredible. 145,000 or best offer, negotiable. So offer 125. You got nothing to lose. You can always go up. It's tough to come down. And that's for this home. I mean, that's a beautiful home. That home in any development that is as well built as what you're seeing there. Notice a gorgeous road out front. Bus comes within 5 minutes of your door. And bus transportation in Panama is fantastic, by the way. That home would cost you 3-4 times as much, maybe five, depending upon the location. Especially remember when you're right 15 minutes to 30 minutes from the mountains, 30 minutes from the beach, gorgeous beaches. So let's look inside the house, okay? Remember, it's coming to you fully furnished. Look at that. Look at that. This is beautiful. This is beautifully built, folks. Picture yourself there. Picture yourself there. That would be your couch, your dining room area. Isn't that lovely? Beautiful, just beautiful. I mentioned 3 bedrooms. Here's 2 of them. Here's one. Here's the other. I love that split duct air conditioning. That's what I had in my home, and I have in my homes in Honduras. Works fantastic. Works fantastic. For some reason, I always like to show you the bathrooms. I don't know why. For some reason, I feel like if the bathroom is nice and clean and well kept, that's a good sign for the house. And this is very, very nice. It's a very modern home, folks. This is a very modern home. There is no cutting corners with this house. They have provided everything you could want for at max 145, maybe 125 or 30. Okay. So it's everything you want is right there. Gorgeous home in a wonderful, wonderful planned community right outside of the city that is really one of the commercial centers of Panama. So it's very modern with everything you wanted. That's your yard. That's your home. That's your front porch for a price that's unbelievable. And you're going to be living, I'm going to say right now you're buying this home. So that means you're not having to worry about rent, paying $500-$600 in rent a month. If you're bringing in $1,500-$1,600 a month, Social Security, some sort of residual income, working remote, you are going to live extremely well there. Because remember, they have the state. David has its own soccer team. It has its own cinemas, shopping, and you have that wonderful pastoral life right there in your own community. Okay. That's everything you could want. And to help put it all in perspective for you, let me recommend you go to ecidevelopment.com and order their free Panama country guide. Okay. Order, because it talks about David in their country guide. There we go. It's up on the areas, put it up on the screen there. Grab this up. It's free. I think it's like 90 pages. The ECI country guides are the best country guides available in the marketplace, especially when you figure they're free. So there you have it, folks. There is your $1,000 listing in Panama, very modern country where you're still living for a third or so less than you're living in the U.S. You just can't beat that. You can't beat that. You bring in $2,000 a month, you are going to live like royalty. You're going to live like royalty in a beautiful, safe, modern country, and in a community that surpasses pretty much anything you can find in the U.S. right now, both in quality and in price. So check it out. And to help motivate you to do that, let's finish with our motivation moment, okay? Let's finish with our motivation moment. And, well, you know what? I left something out. I knew while I was talking, I was thinking, you're leaving something out. I left out a wonderful short video. Now, Gary's going to play a clip for you in just a second. First 2 minutes of a video about David, okay? Because I want you to know how nice this place is. This is not a pretentious video. It comes from a website called PanamaRelocationTours.com. PanamaRelocationTours.com. Very easy. In case you want to watch the whole video. The whole video is like 24 minutes. It's not pretentious. Matter of fact, the woman who's about to come on your screen is definitely not pretentious. She looks as down home as you can get. And let's take 2 minutes of this video where she starts to tell you about why she and her husband love David so much and why they are so thrilled that they made that move. And it might make you say, you know, I'd like to make that move too. Gary, let's roll this first 2 minutes. This very nice video.
Well, my name is Chris. I'm from the United States. I grew up in New York, but we lived in Florida for many years before we moved here. Now we're in the north side of David, Panama, in Chiriquí province, in a nice little Panamanian neighborhood. And next month will be 9 years we've been here in the same house. So it's obviously working out really well for us. Why do I like living here? How long do you have? I have a list, a very large list. Well, we came here for money because we can't afford to retire in the U.S. It's just too expensive any place we'd want to live. So we needed a cheap place to live. And I never in my wildest dreams imagined that we would be so happy here. And now I'm really glad that we had to move because it's been a wonderful experience. Just to have the worry about paying the bills every month taken off your plate is just a big relief. The people here have been super kind and welcoming to us. We just feel so included in the community. And the weather is chill. I know everybody says, David, it's so hot. But we like the warmer weather coming from Florida. We have an air conditioner if it gets too hot in the afternoon. So for us, it's working out really well. We love this climate. The natural beauty around here is just incredible. The main topic of weather-related conversation is it going to rain? Is it not going to rain? We don't have hurricanes, we don't have tornadoes, we have some brush fires in the dry season in the winter, but nothing like you see what's going on in California and other parts of the world. So there's really not much to worry about here. And being here in Chiriquí province, all the produce is grown right up the road in the highlands, so we got fresh fruits and vegetables every day all over town. I swear that I felt like a new person after being here for a month, and I think it's the good food. I've had lifelong dental problems with gum disease, gone, disappeared. Don't ask me why. So for many, many reasons, I really like living here. And it's more relaxed. You want to go take your car apart in the middle of the road, people will just drive around you. In the U.S., the homeowners association would be, you know, hey. You know, you kind of do what you want. People are very respectful of each other's space and each other's needs, but if you want to do something out of the ordinary, they're like, okay, no problem.
Okay, welcome back. I like that lady. I like her. She looks like someone I'd like to have as a neighbor in David. Have coffee together. So let's finish up with a motivation moment, which I hope will help you at least consider making your move to David or any of the other 60 plus places we've looked at on our $1,000 list in Caribbean over the past year plus. Folks, it's been fantastic to be with you. And thank God, I know from your text messages, your emails at caribcarter7@gmail.com. caribcarter7@gmail.com. Write to me. My phone number, text me. I'm not at all shy about handing it out. I answer everything. 202-664-6190. Don't hesitate to text me because we're on the same club. 202-664-6190. So to help you get some of the motivation to do, frankly, what I've done, I own 2 homes in Honduras now. I'm looking to buy one in Nicaragua, hopefully in a Mike Cobb community, Grand Pacifica. To help you get the motivation, I want to play a video for you that is about resiliency, okay? Resiliency. Resiliency and the why, all right? I know it takes a lot of resiliency to succeed. I mean, unless you're one of these people who happens to hit the jackpot, the lottery, and the first time you buy a ticket, in life you have to keep coming back. And John L. Sullivan, the great heavyweight champ, said is that what makes you a champion is not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. All right. And so as you contemplate, consider making your move offshore, as you start to make the move, there's going to be times you're a little discouraged, especially when the naysayers and the doomsayers start to ignore those people. And you're going to need resiliency. And you're going to need the why. The why. You might say, well, Carter, you keep saying the why. What do you mean? W.H.Y, all capitals, because it's an acronym. And what it stands for is what hypes you. What hypes you? What gets you going? What stirs your blood and says, that's exciting and I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to get it done, as we always say. That takes resiliency, and it takes commitment, and it takes enthusiasm. It's all about the same thing, just like this video is going to show us right now. Let's roll it, Gary.
You can write everything down if you want to. Be brave enough to write every one of your goals down. But I'm going to tell you something. Life's going to hit you in your mouth, and you got to do me a huge favor. Your why has to be greater than that knockdown. And I love it. Buster Douglas got knocked out. Nobody ever got knocked out by Mike Tyson and ever got back up. It was almost a 10 count. He was stumbling. They were 4, 3, 2, 1, and ding, 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 saved by the bell. And he goes to his corner. The whole world is like, yep, that's it. Once he comes back out, that's it. Mike's going to just hammer him. And exactly that. Mike Tyson came out like, I got him. I got this kid up against the rope. Listen to me, many of you right now, life's got you up against the rope. You can't give up. You can't give in. Listen to me, if it was easy, everybody would do it. And if life's got you backed up, I need you to do what Buster Douglas did. Buster Douglas started fighting back. The world was shocked. Goliath has been knocked down. What happened? And they went to Buster Douglas and they asked Buster Douglas simply like, what happened? And Buster Douglas said, listen to me, it's real simple. Before my mother died, she told the whole world that I was going to beat Mike Tyson. And 2 days before the fight, my mother died. Buster Douglas had a decision to make. When his mother died, he could die with his mother, or he made a decision, I can wake up and I can live for mom. And he knocked Mike Tyson out simply because his why was greater than that punch. His why was greater than defeat. His why was greater than his trial and his tribulation. And I'm telling you, if you don't know what your why is and your why isn't strong, you're going to get knocked out every single day.
So there you have it, folks. There you have the resiliency and deciding upon your own why. What hypes you? What makes your life complete? What makes your dreams come true? Hopefully it's making your move offshore to the good life at a great price. As I always say, in the sun, sand, and surf, because it's all there for you. So build it into your why. Make that part of your hype. I urge you to. I encourage you to. And one of these days, I think you're going to thank me for it, okay? I think you're going to thank me for it. I know I have places there. I've lived there. I can't wait to get back. And I can tell you, it's much more than worth your while. So, as I always say to you every week, let's do this thing.